So today we are going to talk about peasant revolts. So peasants, which means what? Cultivators, okay, farmers. That is peasants revolts. So the British rule in India brought about many changes in the agrarian system in the main country. Yeah, so before the British rule, the farmers, the peasants were working very happily and silently. But after the British rule in India, after British ruled in India, so the British government brought so many changes, so many conditions. So all the condition, all the changes only benefit for British government and the zamindars and who helped. So who helped British government? So not for the farmers. So that is the old agrarian system collapsed and under the new system the ownership land was conferred on the zamindars. Look at that. The old the old normal system collapsed and under the new system the ownership of the land was conferred on the zamindars. So all the landowner gave gave to the land, yeah, gave that land to the zamindars. Okay, so that is a one condition. So the life of the peasants was extremely miserable. So after the British government came to the India, in our country, the life of the farmers, the life of the cultivators was very very miserable. So the various peasant movements and uprising during 19th and 20th century were in the nature of protest against of the existing condition under which their exploitation knew no limits. Yeah, so during the 19th and the 20th centuries, yeah, some of the peasants, some of the farmers were protesting against British government zamindars because they could not live happily because they were working but not for their family, so they were working for government and zamindars only. So okay, so therefore the British government is benefit for that condition and rules were benefit for only government and then zamindars. So after that, the Santal rebellion. So Santal is a one group of peoples. Okay, that is a name. That is a name, people's name. Okay. So the first revolt, which can be regarded as peasants' revolt, was the Santal rebellion in 1855 to 56. The land near the hills of Rajmagal in Bihar was cultivated by the Santals. The landlords and money lenders from the cities took advantage of their ignorance and began grabbing their lands. This created bitter resentment among them, leading to their armed uprising in 1855. Consequently, under the belief of a divine order, around 10,000 Santhals gathered under two Santhal brothers, Siddu and Kangu, to free their country of the foreign oppressors and set up a government of their own. The rebellion assumed a formidable shape within a month. The house of the European planters, British officers, railway engineers, zamindars, and moneylenders were attacked. So the rebellion continued till February 1856, when the rebel leaders were captured and the movement was put down with a heavy hand. The government declared the Parganas inhabited by them as Santal Parganas so that their lands and identity could be safeguarded from external encroachments. So the first revolt. So this is a first revolt. So it was the first revolt, first corporation revolt to be considered the peasant uprising. So this revolt considered as a what? The peasant. Peasants means what? Cultivators. So 1855 to 56. So Chandals, which means the Rajmahal in one place in Bihar. So Rajmahal in Bihar, where the people used to farm near the hills. So on the place ladan the people used to farm. That people's names are called Chandals. Okay, so in that during that time, all peasants were very innocent. So the British government, zamindars, and then moneylenders, and then landlords, they are they were planning to grab the lands from the peasants. So exploiting the ignorance of the peasants. So those who were paid the interest on land began to seize the land from peasants. So this made them feel bitter. Yeah, so இந்த இதுதான், so this made them feel bitter, and also this yeah, this situation made them to took the weapons against British government zamindars. So following this, the peasants rallied under 10,000 under the leadership of Sidhu and Gangu. Sidhu and Gangu. So not only this, so to liberate themselves from the foreign power, also the peasants wants to form a government of their own government. So that's why they need help. So the Sidhu and Gangu helped all the peasants. So they need what do they need? So they need the own government. So the rebellion assumed a formidable shape within a month. So the House of the European, yeah. So after this, after the leadership of Sidhu and Gangu, the House of the European planters, British officers, civil engineers, zamindars, moneylenders were attacked. So the peasants attacked moneylenders house, all the others. Okay. So after that, the rebellion continued till February 1856. Okay. So that this rebellion, the Santhal rebellion, continued up to 1856. February 1856. But when the rebel leaders were captured and the movement was put down with a heavy hand. Okay. The rebellion continued until what? The rebel leaders were captured. So rebellion captured பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் the movement was put down with a heavy hand. So the government after this the government declared the Paragons inhabited by the Santal Paragons, so that the peasants lands and identity could be safeguarded from the external encroachment. So again தந்துட்டாங்க. So this is the main reason. This is a Santal rebellion. So Santal rebellion, which means what? Peasants, farmers. So farmers rebellion. So there are so many revolt: Indigo revolt, Pabna revolt, and then Deccan riots, Punjab peasant movement. So there are so many events. Okay, so we will see the next class. So